spokes and speed in perfect union. Racing hearts and racing cars, they are the brightest stars. Keep it flat out, yeah. Keep it bend, keep it real. Oh, oh, you know what to do. Keep it.
Welcome, race fans. Welcome, everyone, to the Fargone Racing Formula Friday Championship. And boy, oh boy, are we excited for this one. I can give you the hot tip. Come to you live right here from the crown of dual motorsport, the circuit of Monaco, right here on Sensational TV. Few places have been in the racing world that carry history like this one. Since 1929, and the streets of Monte Carlo have echoed with the roar of engines, the shimmer of glamour, and the chaos of precision driving. Built around the harbour, tight city streets it goes through, and between the barriers of luxury and disaster, this isn't just a racetrack, it's a statement. Every single corner here is a legend in its own right. Saint-Avant, where heroes are born or broken. Mirabeau and their Fairmont hairpin, where patience is tested to its limit. Portier, the gateway to the tunnel, a blast of light and darkness that spits drivers out onto the harbour at full throttle, and then to back swimming pool and Rascasse. Corners so close to the barriers they might as well be part of the car. It's a circuit where qualifying is half the battle and the overtaking is a rare art form, but one tiny mistake and it's game over. Concrete, carbon and heartbreak. Get it right though, and you are joining a club of racing royalty. Tonight, the streets of Monte Carlo belong to Fargone Racing Formula Fridays. Their lights are ready to shine, the engines are set to scream, and the world is watching. This is Monaco, ladies and gentlemen. This is round 3 of the championship, and you're watching it all live here on Sensational TV. Great to have you here with me tonight. It is myself in the commentary box. I am Zach O'Reilly, and it's going to be an absolute belter here. I can give you the hot tip. We're ready and rocking and rolling, that's for sure. With a lot of these drivers just getting into the rhythm now for a bit of an opening practice stanza. We've got 4 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. It's good to have you all here with me tonight, and it's having a fantastic time on a Friday. Let's get going, I reckon. This is just going to be exciting stuff here for a bit of qualifying action coming our way shortly as we watch one of the quick drivers here, Nick Mallow, go for it around Monaco. His final laps of the night here before he has to do it for real. It's going to be very, very exciting indeed. G'day to Fabian Finnis, Rock and Rolls Racing, Scotty McEwen in the chat as well. Hello to all of you guys. It's fantastic to have you with me tonight, and apologies in advance for a little bit of track modification differences, and that is this camera angle for the evening. Stuck with it, and that's all you're getting in terms of side, basically from trackside car action. But I'll bring you views like this one. I'll bring you views like that one as well on the front wing. We've got, what have we got? We've got the old F6 camera. We've got the old side cam back from in the 90s here as well on showcase. So we'll switch between that one and maybe the old T-cam as well. The overhead shot I cannot get because we've got an enforced virtual mirror. Unfortunately, server-based. I can't get rid of that thing in front of you online. But what an evening this is going to be. We've got 13 cars on the track. So that's going to make it interesting here. A lot less than what the real guys do, but you can just see how tight it is here for Nick Mallow to just circulate his way through. And how good do these cars sound, by the way? They just sound absolutely bloody fantastic. Two models tonight here, and let's go through where we are at just to get it all happening here. This is the format for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's round 3 here at Circuit de Monaco. 3.9 kilometres, not his 3.9 kilometres, a bit more than that, with 18 turns of ready to go. 45-minute race, 15-minute qualifying session. The track's a little bit cooler out there than what we would expect. Only 36 degrees, an ambient temperature of 26, so it's going to be on like Donkey Kong here for these boys. And while they're going through their practice laps, we might as well have a look at the standings as well while we've got them. That is your top 10 there, right, at the moment. Alex McEwen is leading the championship. He's got 10 points to his name. 6 points next to him, and equal is that of Stephen Rees and Nick Mallow. So very, very tight competition here all the way down the board, as well as John Barbasor there. We've got Johnny Singleton also on 4 points apiece in 4th and 5th. Just Cosiata, I don't know his first name, so I just put his name as Just Cosy. Hopefully that doesn't mind that. Mad Matty as well is in there in 7th place. Scallywagon. His name's one name on the thing, but I'm going to call him first name by Scally, second name by the wagon. Sam Spencer is hoodlum, but here cannot see him on track tonight, so he's out of this one. And the old skin the banana, Rick Banachek, or Bananarama as we like to call him as well throughout the sensational community. He is in 10th place to round out those standings. It's going to be exciting to watch these guys go around. Mello's on a set of super soft, so is Nitro Nick here too in the good old Ferrari livery. And these have 2 different car brands, by the way. If you're just new to it, it's the old Renault R25 and then it's the McLaren as well. So there's 2 choices of poison, and you'll be able to see the difference. You can hear the different sounds on board here with one of those cars. And then you've got Nick Mallow. Oh, sorry, I haven't got Nick Mallow. I think it's Scallywagon, is it? Or are they all going to prove? No, here he goes. It's Alexandre in the McLaren there as well. So 2 different sounds on board. And geez, they've done a good job on the sound modelling. It's just absolutely sensational, to say the least. They're winding up here. It's only 27 seconds left to go overall in this session. And the boys are starting to get a little bit nervous. They're setting their final practice laps here, ladies and gentlemen. So it's not qualifying just yet. Hold your horses out there in YouTube land. Goodness gracious me. But it's going to be a little bit of a challenge for these boys to see how they're going and show us how it's done. Who's going to take it, by the way? We've got Nick Mallow out there. McEwen's a fair way off the pace. Look at Nick Mallow, just set a 14.7 for practice. That's the checkered flag up and about, ladies and gentlemen. So that's all she wrote for this one, right as we speak. But that is a time to beat there for practice. Can he replicate it in qualifying, Nicholas Mallow? Oh, geez, it's going to be hard to see. But this man on screen there, James Alexandre, 18's fair way off the pace. So it looks like we're going to have a little bit of a 2x2 battle at the top, and then another one for 3rd and 4th with McEwen and Scallywagon really close on pace as well there for practice. So a good little precedent just to set it up there as well. I think that's is that Derek Whistler on the track there as well in 7th place at the moment. It could be. It could give him the old... And we'll see how the old Desman goes. But this is a belter of a circuit. These cars are what it's built for. Look how small the cars are in comparison to the track. You just look at the today's scale of things, and they nearly look like bloody garbage trucks going around the circuit. There's not much room on either side in the current modern Formula 1 spec regulations, but we here at Sensational TV and Fargone Racing, they don't care. They're going back to the golden days of Formula 1 here. 2005 was a special year for sure. But that's a checkered flag up and about. A couple of guys are still racing around there and getting some of their laps in. Some of their experimental lines and different little strategies on how they take that corner. Look at McEwen just flinging it in, just darting it in, overcooking it on the exit there, missed the apex, but he'll fling it out the other side and then smash that throttle. He's got to get his gallop on here for his sake here in the grand scheme of things. Don't see what his time is for that one, but that's his practice session over at the moment. The server is going to tick off, so we're going to get you some predictions in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Who is going to take this one by the chockies early for qualifying? Will it be Mallow? Looks like it's going to be hard to stop. Is it going to be your son out there, Scotty, who's on the screen right now in Alex? We'll see what he can do as well. And Scallywagon's right there with him. You can see some of these liveries too, by the way. Look at this one. This is a perler. This is just the old timber boards. The old timber board special here by Scallywagon. And I like it. He's got the Bunnings outfit. He's got Sensational. He's got Subaru there. He's got Better Homes and Gardens. So he's gone for the old DIY livery. Scallywagon on the back here. Very fitting on the livery trail there for him. And you can see them up and down the field. This is Nick Mellow's car. A Subaru livery on the screen. I'll get that out of the way, and then we can have a look. Project 4 represent here for the big man. Another minute and a bit before qualifying starts to set up. It's a cool looking livery. Farmers Union Iced Coffee branded. These guys have an absolute dedication to this particular style of iced coffee. And if you go against them in any way, shape or form, they will be hot on the property. Just to give you a good old fat reminder about how they actually drink their iced coffee. They don't want any of that dare nonsense or bloody Big M's or whatever. It's all Farmers Union iced coffee for Nick Mello here at the moment. Interesting to see that. Let's have a look at Nitro Nick's livery, because he's just going with his favourite. And I don't blame him. This man here got me into Formula 1, did Michael Schumacher, and I'm age 33, if that shows you my age. So I was only 12, 11 years old when he was dominating around that time, even younger actually, between 8 and 9, I think. Going to Albert Park was a beautiful time of the year to go with the old man and have a look at that and put the earmuffs on. Don't need the earmuffs at all these days, that's for sure. That's a cracking livery there by the big man in the Marlboro-esque livery McLaren. We'll have a look at the other ones here. We've got a Lotto here with the, it's called Lotto at the moment. Look at that with the modern day Alpine. The old yesteryear one, that's Daniel Ricciardo style esque. We've got Tobasai there with a cracker of a little livery himself as well, with the JPS styled liveries as their qualifying is just ticked over. Sensational TV. We've got Drop Bear Racing in there as well. Fargone on the side, cracking looking car. There was also a green car as well. There's a BAR from back in the day. I want to see whose green car that was. It's not this man, Barbasol. Was it James Alexandre? No, it wasn't either. Maybe it was Auto Perfecta. There it is. I thought it was. That's a cool looking car. That's Chris Munro's favourite colour in the world is green. And although I don't know if he knows what green is, what we see as green is what he will see differently, because the bloody bloke's colourblind. So we might have to get him some glasses at the for Christmas. Just, you know, those colour transforming ones. And see if he can see what the real world looks like. That'd be interesting to see. But that's okay. We're out there. Let's get back out there and have a look at these boys set up for a bit of qualifying action. This is their outlap here, ladies and gentlemen. So don't you worry about where they're going. They're definitely going to be right on song here tonight. That man is going to be very, very hard to beat in Nick Mello. Geez, he's set a time of 1:14.7 in practice, and he's just winding up now as we're quickly right on board with him and see what he's going on with through the T-cam. Cracking little experiment here of lines just to get those tyres warmed up. They're all in the super soft compound in the top 8 at least at the moment. So different strategies up and down the field, in fact, for a couple of these boys. So it should be interesting. Look at that, 13 cars on track out there, ready to start flinging this car around. And what a better place to start than the quickest man in practice here, Nick Mello. Let's ride on board with him and take us through the Monaco circuit here, flinging the car up. Boy, oh boy, the speed is unbelievable. Into Sandoval, no heroics there. This is the 2005 layout as well, so very, very tight there on entrance. Up the hill we climb now. Big left-hand dart in, just nose that car in and point it and turn it. It'll just do its thing. This is a Renault, by the way, so no 2005 Alonso-style driving inputs needed here for Nick Mello. Apart from there, gets it turned in beautifully. Now the hairpin, we've got cracking little section. The front inside wheel just lifts up there off the circuit, ram it down the hill, hit the limiter, get it back into second and try to hit that apex and come out the other side. It was first gear for Nick Mello because he missed it, so a little bit of an unforced error here at the moment. He's going pretty quick. He's got 3 purple microsectors out of the whole lap at the moment. Noses it in, down out of the tunnel, fling out into the sunshine, flick it right, flick it left, and then back out the other side. Nearly take the inside wheel off right there. Comes around the circuit. Beautiful stuff. Oh, just even nearly taps the wall. Straight through into the swimming pool section we go. Navigates both of those chicanes. This is the best version of the circuit, if you might ask me. None of this runoff stuff. Oh, speaking of which, just in the nick of time. Oh, that was so close there. An absolute kissed on the proverbial moment there for Nick Mello. Their lap was about to be absolutely cactus, and then finally a car pirouetted itself out of the way. In fact, teleported the pits, and that's a lap there just in the nick of time there for Nick Mello. Pun intended, ladies and gentlemen out there. Scallywag set the third quickest lap time at the moment. 18 is a 1 minute plus. That is what his time is at the moment, 18.5 or thereabouts. Auto Perfection's coming back into it as well. Nitro Nick is on fire. He's only 3/10 off Nick Mallow at the moment, and Scallywagon still sitting in third. McEwen's had a mare on his opener with in 5th place. Seems like I've just started to get the bloody hiccups too, ladies and gentlemen, so that's going to be fun. That's going to be a really fun night tonight if I keep hiccuping halfway through the broadcast. Goodness gracious me. Please send help if you can. Maybe I'll just have to hold my breath for a little bit and see what we can do. But anyway, back to this. This is a good lap here from Nitro Nick. He's having a good old tussle. And he's really hounding. He's got a micro sector in the first one of a purple colour, which means he's on fire. So this could be interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Gets the job done, comes through the final section, locks the front wheels up, and then it just sort of understeered him, but actually helped him. Came out the other side, flings it out of the final 2 corners, uses that inside curbage, runs it down to the start-finish line here. Is he going to cross the line before he does? Yes, at 15.215. That puts him to provisional P1 here, with 10 minutes and 47 seconds left to go in this one. Goodness me, if they're going to be doing this all night and trading times up and down the field, I won't be using my full lung capacity, but I'll be there damn close to it by the end of it, if the calling is as close as the qualifying is here in the racing department. That's for sure. It's going to be very, very interesting. Take another drink, says Scotty. Well, mate, just as you say that, I'll just do a mic check here on the can of Coke. Oh, that sounds good. Mic check for sure. And that is a very fine can of Coke. The full stuff. Don't need none of that Coke Zero stuff. That's like saying, oh, I'll go down to Macca's, get me quarter pounder meal with 2 cheeseburgers on the side as well and a large, and then, but oh, sorry, just the drink will be Diet Coke. Thank you very much. Turn it up. None of that nonsense here. We go hard or go home. It's sensational TV. Nick Mallow here is on his outlap, so he's about to start another flyer. What's Nitro Nick doing at the moment? No, he's on a flyer as well, so they're all starting to do their own personal little things here at the moment. Look at Auto Perfection just nearly getting smashed in the rear end there as well. Barbasaw's had a moment too. This is just going nuts here at the moment. Boy, oh boy, look at that McLaren with the little winglets out the near the T-cam on the intake there. That's how you can tell which car is which, and the front wing as well. Oh, into the barrier. There goes Barbasaw. The old dinosaur's just gone bang and lost it completely. What can this man do here, though? Alex McEwen at 1 minute 20 for him. This is a dead set mare at the moment for qualifying. He knows that he could be right up there for sure in that Volvo liveried Renault, but at the moment, just struggling a little bit. He's already set a personal best in the first sector. You can see it there. It's just about to come up. Flings it over there. Doesn't miss it like Nick Mallow does. Turns it in just a little bit of understeer wide, probably overcooking it on entry. Nonetheless, gets it turned in nicely. Inside jacked front left wheel. Up we go. Down again the hill. This is a beautiful section of the track here that they just need to nose it in. Oh, look at that mid-corner speed there from McEwen. Just flung it in there and thought, well, you know what? If it doesn't grip, I'm in the barrier. But if not, that's all good. And that's what he did. Flings it out of the tunnel section, right, then left, then right again, and right out of that section he goes. Another flings it into this beautiful section. We've seen so many crashes. Flew the chicane there into the swimming pool section we go. Comes out the other side. Lovely, lovely bit of driving. Just on point here for Alex McEwen. You can see his throttle tracing on the bottom end, and he nearly got pulled over there by Scallywagon, who just got out of the way at the right minute there from McEwen. Jeez, these boys have been kissed on it already in this qualifying session. Riders are about to set a quick lap. This is going to be a 15-something here for, there it is, Alex McEwen. A 15.250. 300ths of a second thereabouts off Nitro Nick in P1. That is a cracking little lap there from Alex. He'll be happy with that one for sure. For all you guys just joining tonight, this is the only trackside camera I've got, so don't murder me. It's the only one that the track came with, and when you're hosting it and not making the tracks, it's a little bit challenging. But in saying that, they are pretty good for most of the lap. Just as you come out of the tunnel section and through the swimming pool section, it's you might as well be over in the other islands, but that's okay. Through the tunnel we go, broadcast style. Here these cars just sing straight through. Alexandre set it into the pits there in 5th place though. Scallywagon's on a prow. That's that camera I was just talking about there. Look at that. You might as well be on Mars looking down with a big old old Hubble telescope. Out the other side goes Scallywagon here. Geez, he's actually set a couple of purple sectors there too. So he's just starting to get find his feet, and why not? Because he's only 7/10 off and bins it into the wall. Oh, that would have been a written off car in real life, and just teleports it back to the pits. No damage done, maybe just to his courage and ego. And same with Barbasol here. This guy's sending smoke signals Bob Marley concert style here at the moment, early in this night tonight. It's 6 minutes and 40 seconds left to go. And then we're in for a 45-minute race, ladies and gentlemen. So beautiful, beautiful little bit of racing coming our way. And I cannot wait to get that sorted for you and call all the action. It's very tight here at the moment with this man on screen between himself and Derek. No, it's Disco Derek, in fact, with the pink and white livery. Jim Beam on the back. Get your heart out if you guys are a Jim Beam man on the side there. Cadillac as well, inspired. And he's just sending it into the wall. Michael Schumacher style nearly. Oh, that was dead set of mare there for him, but comes out of it unscathed. Just puts it back into the pits. 19,970 is all he can muster. But look at this man. Speaking of mustering something, just set the fastest lap of the session and nearly pipped, I reckon, Nick Mellow's personal best there in practice. A 14.7. Just hands out the money and just slaps it out on the table and says, come to the table, boys. We're playing poker. And it's a 14.768 that's on the table, ready to rock. And that's what Nick Mello has to look for here. He's got nearly 4/10 of a second. In fact, it's 4.2 of a gap between Alex McEwen and this man on screen. And they've got to get their gallop on. Nick Mello's flying here. Let's have a look from the old, this is the camera I loved on the Williams back in the 90s. They used to have a side camera like this, full old school stuff. Really gives you a good sense of speed. Look at that wheel just lift up in the mid-air, just turns itself around and gives you a great sense of the driver input, what they're looking at. That's an apex hit there for Nick Mello. Finally gets that corner right, and now will be helping him in. It just set him a purple microsector there too, so he's on like Donkey Kong. Down the hill we go, heavy braking zone, fling it left, fling it right, and then fling it left out the other side. This looks pretty quick here for Nick Mello now. I'm anticipating this could be a good one. Let's see what he can manage for the rest of the lap. Just inches away from the wall there. Flings it through the chicane there. Full commitment style. You've got no room for error here as well. And he's just hit the wall. Oh, Nick Mello. He'll be upset with himself. He's got time. He's just got enough time there for the big man to get it done. What's Alex McEwen doing over on the sector times? Oh, a couple of little rear micro sectors here, but that's only his outlap. So he'll go right now and fling it past Nick Mello, who's already given out the old Tijuana to him, and just throws another pair of scissors at him. Does he flies past as Alex McEwen, saying, "You're chopping you now, son. Get yourselves up to my level, for crying out loud. What are you doing, mate?" is what these two will be saying. They are teammates, ladies and gentlemen. That's how it works. This man and Alex McEwen are teammates on and off the circuit. They live in different states, different cities. But that is just how strong the bind can go. Good evening to Paul Buttigieg right there as well. Come on, Zach, tell the truth. There was a can of hard rated salt. No, mate, again, lolly water. Why would I drink solo with alcohol in it when I could just enjoy better things in life? But anyway, I can see one of these cars with an air malt delivery. Well, Paulie, get yourself in there, mate. That's all you need to do. And we've had a few more cars just start to single file their way in. This one, we haven't called Mr. Young Emu. I'm just going to call him whatever he wants to be called. But this is the Emu here as well. He's just misspelt that letter there with the N and a U as well. So he's missed out. U is next to V and then N is next to M. I don't blame him. So we'll just give him that. We've got James Pickard as well in my personal favourite livery from that era. Don't ask me why, but I just love the way that these Monanis look. They were slow as a bloody garbage truck, but boy, oh boy, did they just tick a box for me. It might be the colours as well. Demon Boost as well with the demonic volcanic livery there too. He's flinging it around here. He's just trying to find his rhythm. But what can this man do here? His last lap was a 2:32, so he's now flying. This is Nick Mello's timing, ladies and gentlemen. 2 minutes 46 seconds he's got on the clock to start getting himself ready to rock and roll. Can he catch Alex McEwen? He's going to start on pole provisionally if he doesn't get the times up. Same thing with Nitro Nick. Can he get the chockies as well? He's also starting his lap, and it's a purple mid-section of the first one as well there for him. Got green in the early sections of Sector 2 here as he flings it down through that section there in the tunnel, out into the burst of sunshine, hard on the brakes there. Brake from 260 down to about 80 k's in 100 metres. That's how tight and powerful those brake calipers and pedals are tuned, ladies and gentlemen, and the grip on the tyres as well, mixed with a bit of downforce. Nitro Nick now on the prowl, and this looks like it could be a good lap. He's just got to keep it all pinned here together for the final four corners of the circuit. Just gets it in there, flings it in. Wow, that was so committed there from Nico. Goodness gracious, Knickerbocker number 9 just sent it everywhere. Look how close he is running the car on every single part of the circuit. Nick Mellow's just Tijuana to McEwen for that place. Not good enough there for Nitro Nick, a 15.143. That was his best, but it pipped at the death at the moment. Has Alex McEwen been by Nicholas Mallow? Wowee, cracking driving from him. This is an outlap here for Alex McEwen, so he's going to set up for one last fly. He's got 15 seconds to get to the start-finish line, and so he can get another lap. Can he get it in so he can go for the final death? He might have just timed this to absolute goddamn perfection here, Alex McEwen. 1 minute 19 he has, in fact, so he's going to just cross the finish line here. If he stuffs this lap up, he's got another one to go, but has he got the tyres to do it? Mick Mallow's just put it in the pits and thought, nah, I'm not racing anymore. Come and catch me. He's put the old forearm out on the table, flopped it down, and just said, that's what I'm bringing to there, boyos. What have you got in a competition? Boy, oh boy, Alex McEwen. That was a brown pants moment, for sure. He would have been swearing at himself and at air coming out one end, air and obstacles coming out the other. And it's of the southern end of the body. I can give you the hot tip there from McEwen. That was a massive tank slapper there. Just managed to pick it all together. But if he doesn't get held up here at all by any cars, this is going to be not his last lap of the whole qualifying session. 33 seconds left, and he's just got to navigate himself around here now just to get himself right back where the sun does shine and go for one final lap here. He's setting personal bests in the first sector or so. No, massive incident, sends it into the wall, absolutely pirouettes himself around. Don't tell me there's no damage on that car. You got to be absolutely bullshitting me there. Goodness me, surely there's aero damage on that. There has to be. In fact, I think there is. He might just put it into the pits here as McEwen. No, he's going to go for one more lap, but it doesn't matter. He's not going to get there because that is the timer down to 0. It's all over for McEwen. He was cutting it fine there, and that is the price you pay, ladies and gentlemen, when you cut it that fine. Nick Mallow hasn't made it around again, so his session is done. Nitro Nick has not either, so that's your top 3 cemented. Scallywagon's put it in the pits. Auto Perfector's put it in there as well. Alexander the Great has also put it into the pits too. Barbasor is on an outlap there by himself, so I think that could be qualifying over. Derek in 8th, Demon Boost in 9th, Tobasire in 10th, Mr. Fargone himself. Lotta, well, he could have heaps of nicknames for them. One I particularly think of, it's after 8:30, comes off Yoels Austin Powers. A Lotta, you know what? If you've seen that one before, you know what I'm talking about. Cracking time there from the old Emu. Came through and actually got himself out of last position. So, 12th place for him. James Pickard sent it into the pits as well. And these boys are just getting themselves ready for a bit of a banker lap. Just to get the practice on. And Tokyo Chika goes Nick Mallow. Full Tokyo Drift style. So, that is your order there, ladies and gentlemen. On your screen in front of you there, Nick Mallow has taken pole position, setting his personal best and a lap record for all of tonight's racing. 1:14.509. Alex McEwen 14.768. 15.1 for Nitro Nick in 3rd. So 0.6 of a gap between 1st and 3rd already. Then it's a monstrous gap. It's a second just between 3rd and 4th to Scallywagger there. Auto Perfector at an even bigger gap. That is 2 seconds about between 4th and 5th. But then you've got Alexander the Great there and Barbasor all relatively close together with Disco Derek too. So it could be some tussling. But Monaco bites hard. Absolutely bites you in the ass, and that is what we just saw with a couple of drivers there. So they've got to be a little bit pushy, but also just be a little bit patient as well here in the grand scheme of things on the racing department, and see if they can keep the car all in one piece, not pirouetting around into a wall, and also take the checkered flag in first place. That's the whole idea of racing, ladies and gentlemen. Else, what the hell? But good to see you in the chat there, Steve-O. Why aren't you out on circuit, sir? I would love to know. You're second in the championship. You're just letting Alex McEwen just dominate your own league. Not too sure if you would like that. But anyway, in all seriousness, says Paul Buttigieg, these cars in real life, they definitely had the sweetest seat. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. There was no point even worrying about what the rest of the cars were doing in terms of the V8 supercars. And back in the day, there was the Oz GT Challenge, and you had bloody Dodge Vipers, Lambos, Ferraris. What else did you have? You had the Monaro as well in there. That was awesome. They were cool, but the sound just like it reverberates through your body, and that's when you're up in the grandstands, mind you. It reverberates through your bones. Even with the earmuffs on, you just feel it. And God, it used to be good. Gone are the days, though, unfortunately. The quickest car on a Formula 1 circuit, actually. Story time, ladies and gentlemen. The quickest car, the loudest car on a Formula 1 event weekend, if they're there, is the Formula 3s. They're the only naturally aspirated engine on the grid on a Formula 1, Formula-style race weekend. So Formula 2s are turbo, so are the Formula 1s, but their Formula 3s are still naturally aspirated, and they are just on the borderline of putting some earmuffs on. So that is something to think about as well. If you go into the Australian Grand Prix this year, Sensational TV will be there, and we might just catch up with you for an interview. But we'll see what we can do there. Might be doing some vlogging as we count down here to the racing. I'm just going to take a quick breather here of the old vocabulary chords. And we are back here, ready to go. We've got a minute 16 left on the clock, ladies and gentlemen, before we go racing. So it's going to be a very, very interesting time. Let's go to the man who is leading this race. Took pole in qualifying by obvious things there, Nick Mallow. Is he going to get an absolute rip snorter of a start? We need your predictions in the chat. Good to have you here as well, Boggy Racing. Come back out next week, mate. You will be there. Hopefully there is no chaos into Sandavot for sure. Hopefully the boys have heard all that. But look at that. That is a cracking grid. We've got 14 cars out there, ladies and gentlemen. Nick Mallow's going to take it away. McEwen is next to him. Nitro Nick is in the red Ferrari there. Then it's back to the old decking boards of Scallywagon. Auto Prefecture in 5th place next to him in the green car. A couple of red ones up the back of Alexandre and Barbasor. Derek is there as well in the pink car. Look out for him. Demon Boost in 9th place. Tobasire 10th. A Lotta Watt out there for sure. Young Emu as well is out there in 12th. Pickard and the head of the cheese board poured himself back into the grid, and he's here tonight. Good to have you, Thomas Marzella, on the grid. But the lights are up, ladies and gentlemen. 45 minutes of racing here at Monaco. Who's going to get the strategy calls right? Who's not going to bin it? Who's going to win it? It's all going to find out here as we're about to go racing. And that is a good launch there from Nick Mallow. But also McEwen's got a pretty even launch. He's going to see if he can fight around the outside, and he does too. Oh, goodness gracious me, but there's already carnage here. Oh, turn it up in the fair dinkum department. Have a look at these all just trying to single file themselves out. Oh, that's disaster there for a lot of these drivers. Goodness gracious me, but it's happened already. Sandavot heroes have come to it. Goodness me, fair enough. But Alex McEwen just sings himself into the lead. Full aggression on the start there. Got himself way out in front there of Nick Mallow. And that'll hurt Mallow because he's on the super soft compound tyre as well. So that's some traffic disaster there for Nick Mallow. That compound is now nearly null and void unless he can get past Alex McEwen. Not doing that though. Sends it into the wall. There'll be some aero damage there for the big man. Nitro Nick's going to come up beside him as well in 3rd place. Has he got enough run there? No, he hasn't. No suck there at the moment here, but looks like they've called the safety car, ladies and gentlemen, on the broadcast. And they're all just going to single file themselves back in because that was absolute mayhem at the start of the race. And that is a very, very damaged couple of cars at the back. Scallywagon's still trying to make his way through, so they're waiting for him to come up, and Derek too. So see what they can do. Yes, Scotty McEwen, a lot of the old cat, that's for sure. We all know what that means. Barbasor's going to get himself back up there. McEwen, however, is leading this one. And these boys will probably go racing now as these guys crack onto the back of them. They're about there They're literally right there ready to go. Tobasai's on the back, so is Barbasor too. So I won't be shocked if we see some green light action here to get rolling around. Or will they go once more? Alex McEwen's going to leave it very, very late here. Super intelligent stuff to do so, because he knows he could be under threat from anything. He'll just wait till he gets to the start-finish line, I reckon, if he goes this time. And we'll find out in just a hot second. Yep, off he goes. So he's done. Alex McEwen is leading this one. He's got the jump, and he's got another 3/10 gap, and it's happened again. Oh, my goodness me. What is going on here, ladies and gentlemen? They've been absolutely punterino. We've got cars going upside down and bloody bouncing around there in the background. Oh, my goodness. I think that's the head of the cheese board. In fact, turned around it is. Oh, look at this, man. That's not where you want to be facing, Champo. Flick spin it and get yourself going again. Will they have another chaos section here? They're just killing themselves in the old racing department. They're not giving themselves any time here. By the minute, it just goes down and down and down. Pickard was also just caught up in that one, I think, by an absolute millisecond. 1 millisecond later, and he's just got punted around. Oh, no. Pickard just got done by the young Emu. Just a full aggression. That is ridiculous. Goodness gracious me, are they going to do it again here at the start? I don't think so. They're just racing onwards now. That's it. One safety car too bad. You boys didn't figure it out the first time. We're just going to keep cracking on here, and that's what Alex McEwen does. 2 seconds lead nearly over at Nick Mallow. Whew, that's just barnstorming stuff. That is just on the next level. Not if he keeps doing that, though. Nearly sends it into the fence himself. What's happened to Lotta as well? He's just going backwards here, this man. Not too sure. Yeah, look, he's just sent it into the fence again. Is he racing on a controller? I don't know. But not the ideal place for him to go. Oh, Disco Derek. And another car as well. What is happening here, ladies and gentlemen? Can they not get these cars turned in at any point? Goodness me, they're just single filing themselves around, and the rest of them catch up, and that's still Disco Derek just trying to get himself back into it. Goodness me, in the fair dinkum department here. Whew. I don't know what's happening, but it's still Alex McEwen out in front by 3 and a bit seconds. Nick Mallows also had a mare too. We just missed that with that carnage. Goodness me. Nitro Nick's got past him. Michael Schumacher has just darted himself through and got himself in there. In the fair dinkum department. This is cracking stuff. I'm liking what I'm seeing here from Nitro Nick. He's putting Nick Mallow under pressure. Those Super Soft compound tyres on Nick Mallow's car. Geez Louise, he would be wishing he's out in P1 at the moment, but it's like he's just he's done something wrong in his setup or whatever, because the pace is nowhere near what he would like to be in terms of his qualifying. This is a guy who's a man on pole by a good 4/10 of a second, ladies and gentlemen, and he's sitting down in 3rd place. Oh, what's happened to Alexandre the Great? He's he's come a gutser there, and Auto Perfection's come through as well. Disco Derek's had a man. There's Perfection. Oh! Big moment. Scallywagon got pulled up in that one too. Oh my goodness me, it's all happening here at the MCG for sure. Monaco Cricket Ground, eat your heart out. And that's Alexandre as well around the back and just spun himself around as he just got himself flicked. He has. Oh, Jimbo, you're in all sorts tonight, mate. That is disaster. Auto Perfection is just picking up places left and right here. As his name says, Perfection. And it's goodness gracious me, I reckon it's going to be on here. Boggy Racing has already said how many safety cars can we have in the one race. You're hoping at least 20. Well, you know what? You might just get them. You might just get them. But with this sort of nonsense going on here at the moment, the boys will be thinking about themselves, well, what am I doing here? Am I actually going to try and give it a race, or am I going to just put it in the pits? And that is what Lotta has done. He's already come in. Damage to the hilt, I reckon. Maybe put on the wrong set of setup, and he's just coming through. Maybe got a drive through for a jump start. So is young Emu as well. So he's way out of this one. In fact, he's missed his pit box. So that's a bit of karma there for the big man. Where is he going? Goodness me, mate. Couldn't you see your pit box? Just went straight past it. In fact, there he finds it now. Oh, mate, that is the worst place to be. Worst position to ever be in for sure. Missing your pit box early on in the race. That just sets your strategy all the way back. Back further than Elton John used to do it on Freddie Mercury, I reckon. That's how far back he went. But anyway, on to the racing. Auto Perfection's on a charge here. I can just smell it. I can just smell something happening. Smoke signals coming out of all the cars here. They're just skipping their way across. Not doing that, though, Auto Perfection, but he just bounced it off there like there was nothing on it. The server might have a little bit of damage limitations set in, so they don't all just DNF in one incident, and a little bit of forgiveness, but that can also just entice some tomfoolery. And speaking of that, there goes Demon Boost. He's off into the bunda. Well, not the Bundy, he's on the concrete, in fact, and that is not the ideal to place. He'll flick spin it and get going again. Just overshot his braking marker into Sandoval, lost it, gone. And he's just given up for himself 4 places. And this man here, really on time. Look at Pickard in front of him. Goodness, well, that's Alexandre the Great, actually. Just tank slappering himself in that McLaren. And really, really fighting on those tyres. The soft compounds probably will be very, very hot here after some of that tomfoolery early on. And if they're spinning and rotating and trying to flick spin the car, that just heats the tyres up and the carcass just gets all really, really soft and melty. And that just completely ruins the grip adhesion on those tyres as well. So a big, big thing for this man to think about here. He's just playing the long game. Will the big man, to the head of the cheese boards, had a little bit of a gutser here in the background? Yes, he has. Couldn't fire it in there and find his braking zone, and he's lost it again. Ah, Tomo. Goodness me, mate. Wind that brake bias forward a bit and flick spin it back around. Oh, these guys are just not finding it easy tonight here, ladies and gentlemen. I can tell you that. I need a drink after all this. And look at that. That's Pickard in there. That was Auto Barbasor as well, and Auto Perfecture too. Oh, no. That was a huge moment for the both of them. Auto Perfecture was on for a 5th place there. And look at this man at the back. Oh, someone needs to get rid of this guy. I don't know what's happening here. They're just dead set smashing themselves into each other. Perfecture is going backwards at a rate of knots. And he's just got rear-ended there by lap marker of Lotta. Oh, no, that's Disco Derek, in fact, it was. The other was Disco. He came through and rear-ended him at the last moment. And it's going to be an interesting time because this man here, our race leader, ladies and gentlemen, is coming through the swimming pool chicane out the other side and is already only about 400 or 500 metres away. Look at the slide that Alex McEwen got on the tyre department. So it looks like they're getting a little bit hot for these guys as well out in front, those soft compounds. And it'll be interesting to see what happens. With 36 minutes and 40-odd seconds left to go. Could be interesting. Could be very interesting. Well, with this racing going on here, I just had a thought that came through my head. Sometimes it's a good thought, sometimes it's not. Oh, geez, I had a heart attack then. I thought Alex McEwen had just done himself a mischief, Keithy George style, but he didn't. Back to my thought, though. When you've got a Formula One series and you know that you've got varying levels of skill up and down the field, maybe it's not a good idea to put this track on the calendar. Give everyone plenty of space. In fact, just do it last, where everyone's well and truly used to the cars, and then they know the limits, they know where they can go, and they've actually got through the next 6 or 7 rounds. Because it's just going to keep doing what it's doing here. People sending themselves into the wall, pinball machines, as Boggy Racing said there as well. Just for 36 hours, he reckons this race is going to go on here for. That's what 36 minutes is going to feel like to him. It'll go by in a flash, mate. Don't you worry about that. That's for sure. That's Tobesaya there, flying up the hill. He is in 11th place. Nick Mallow is in 3rd on the super soft compound tyre, the only car inside the top 10 on that compound right now. So this is where you start to think about, do I pit early here and let's see if I can do an undercut style, because where I am right now on the circuit, I've got a lot of gap behind me, and there's a huge big old gap as well between 4th and 5th place. So if I come out now and put on a set of different compound tyres and go to the end, if my fuel burn allows me to, this could be the time where Nick Mallow thinks about maybe an undercut, because those super soft compound tyres are not doing him any favours. They're just sitting there doing something that he doesn't want to do, like that, sliding an understeer wide. Maybe for this man, can he get it done? Can he get himself 2nd place or 1st? Can the big man? And the old Emu's just gone back to the reservation. DNF'd out of this one. He's had enough of Monaco. The old skills, or the lack thereof, in his mind, have got the better of him. And he's just going to tuck the tail in between the legs and sit back and hopefully tune into the stream here as well. This man, though, this is the guy we've got to look out for. This guy can race, and we've seen him up as far as 5th until he got caught up in some sort of incident. Look at him just dart the car in. Four-wheel slid it around the hairpin. Wow, that was beautiful stuff there. He's finding his mojo here, his Auto Perfecto. I wish I knew his bloody name. But just representing the company out there as well. Good on him. Or her. Could be a her. And keep going with it. And at the moment, he's just flying past Disco Derek. Derek had no answer for him. Just said, you go past, mate. That's it for me. In fact, Disco Derek didn't even do that. He's just put it into the pits and teleported. So not ideal there for Disco. Maybe he's just going to go off and do that at the casinos around the circuit. Who knows? We'll see what he can do. We've got a bit of chat action going on here as the racing still cracks on. We've got Boggy Racing says totally agree on the point that Monaco does require a bit of skill to handle, and I definitely can attest to that. And Paulie Buttigieg's joined in as well and said Monaco is probably one of the most technical tracks to navigate. It is in a way. It's more about knowing where those bumps are mid-corner on some corners, just to nose the car in without overcooking it. But then you've got to know how far you can push it as well, just in terms of your own skill, but also in terms of the limitations of the car. And then you can think about where you can go. Like that there from Auto Perfection just goes straight over the dip. Some of the other guys are just missing that altogether and doing what they do in Formula One. Oh, okay. Auto Perfection is Michael Seal. Thank you, Scotty McEwen. Oh, my goodness me. I haven't seen Michael Seal for a while. We love that name. There you go. You just missed that one, did Nick Mallow? You just went across and darted to the right-hand side over that bump. So it's interesting just to see where you can nose it in and where you can get the car turned and rotated. That's what makes it so tricky around this circuit, with no limit for error at all. It's just barrier after barrier after barrier. No gravel traps anywhere on this one. It's just a concrete and metal heaven is Monaco. But yeah, next Wednesday, Cup Track, says Scotty. Yeah, fat chance, mate. We ran the Monaco 1966. That was a really good save in the background there from, I think that was Lotta. In fact, it was. Yes, it was. Lotta just four-wheel slid it, caught it at the last moment, didn't over-rotate the car. We had the 1966 version of Monaco, which was none of this bit here where we're seeing everyone send it into the barriers. There was just come straight out of the tunnel, fling it quickly left and right through a chicane that really is just either a car splitting in half incident, or you get through there cleanly, and then it's just a big straight to a hairpin before you get to this section of the track, which is, I reckon, is a lot better. But anyway, we'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. What's Paul saying no about? Not too sure there, mate. Don't know what you're talking about. Maybe the wrong chat. Maybe you're supposed to text your old, maybe your young fella there and didn't go for it. But Michael Seal, welcome. Now I found out who you are. Oh, says the Seal. That is a very good charge here at the moment. And he's coming onto the back of Picard now. You can see him just having a good old razzle and a Taz here. Is he at the moment? And he's within 3/10 now. You can see Picard just struggling big time. And look at that. Is that the closing speed of your lifetime or not? He's just getting his rhythm in. Picard's just missing every apex in front of him, which is holding up the Seal man at the moment. And he's just got to think about where he can fling that car. That was actually nice car control there from Picard. I bet you didn't know how he did it. But he's come out the other side and just maybe gained a couple of tenths there. Yes, he did. He gained about 2 or 3 tenths in that section. Look at that for a bit of netcode there, ladies and gentlemen. The service just gone nuts. Come back into it, braking into the first turn section. Very, very narrow there in the old days. And that's how they should do. A bit of danger, a bit of tomfoolery. No one gets encouraged to overtake into that. But that's for sure. There is the head of the cheese board. Again, facing the wrong way. He's flick spun it around just at the point. Heaps of people have gone into the wall there. We've had one Pablo Montoya go into the wall. We've had Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton, Nico Rosberg. Schumacher even went into the wall there one time as well. Not an easy corner to navigate up over that hill. As soon as you put your brakes on and dart it into the left, it can unload the car and just send you straight in there. David Coulthard as well has been in there. Lots of drivers into that right-hand side wall at turn 3 effectively. Or turn 4, as they like to call it officially. But yeah, it's interesting to see. They're wondering why we're not calling the racing, because this is the man on the track at the moment who's just setting the timing board alight in terms of what he's doing. He went up as far as 6th, ladies and gentlemen, got taken out, and then went back to 12th, and now he's back up in 9th is Michael Seal. So he's really coming to grips here, and it just needs a pit stop strategy there to go as well. That was Alexandre into the wall there, I'm pretty sure. Now they're all getting into that lap traffic sort of area where it can be a bit hairy. And this is a good little battle here. These guys have been doing it for a couple of laps, in fact. Let's see if we can get another little view here. Let's go on the cockpit view here for Michael Seal. Just made an error coming into turn 1 there, did the big man. And he's going for it. Oh, look at the chat going off here. We've got Brendan Haxter's entering in. Good on you, Brendan. Good to see you. BMWs in the Wednesday Cup were fun to watch in the 60s version of the track. They were great to race in too, mate. They were fantastic cars. Turn the damage off, says Scotty McEwen. Well, mate, I'm telling you, that just incentivises everyone to just go and just wall ride Dale Chastain style every single corner at every single moment they possibly can. So probably not the ideal situation for them to do so. But, you know, worse things have happened. And at the moment, it looks like Michael Seals now just getting onto the back end once again of Pickard. Very, very tough place to overtake anywhere here at Monaco. They call it the dancing. Oh, no! Huge moment! That is disaster. That's McEwen in the wall. And that was a huge moment. McEwen was just sitting there and hoping no one would get him. Nitro Nick's gone past him. Nick Mallow just had to avoid him and get right out of the way. Oh, that's huge, huge implications there for McEwen. What happened to him? He was coming up on some lap traffic there I saw on the board, but he was just facing the wrong way at the exit of the swimming pool. Disaster. Now he's pulled it into the pits. Oh, no. That is a huge moment in the race. Nitro Nick now is leading this one by all sorts of the accommodations. Just absolutely dominating this one now. He's got 5 seconds over Nick Mallow, who'd had to check himself up there to not hit Alex McEwen as well. And this man's just come out of it unscathed. Goodness gracious me, if I was literally there, that was huge. We're on board and watching, and next minute the Formula 1 car's just sitting there at 260k an hour. Right into you, whooshka. That was the biggest scare moment of the night for sure. Are we going to see any more? Goodness gracious me, if you're watching that on a 75-inch television, you would have bloody nearly died. If you're in virtual reality or whatever, don't know why you'd be watching this in virtual reality, but if you were, goodness gracious me, you probably would have just recessed in a couple of inches in the front and rear end. And Nitro Nick's binned it himself. Oh, they've all binned it. There goes Nick Mallow. So a change for the lead again. No, Nickster. Goodness gracious me, how can Nick Mallow think of himself? He's on the super soft compound tyre. Came through the swimming pool section this time last lap. Saw McEwen absolutely punted into the wall. So he avoided him, slapped himself in the wall. And then we've got all about at this point in time. What the hell are we seeing here? Nitro Nick in second place, binned himself. Oh my goodness me, out of turn 11. Jeez Louise, that is incredible. Nick Mallow leading the race. And now he is in that window where those super soft tyres are back onto the pit stop strategy. An absolute fluke. Wowee, has he got someone looking over him for sure? Goodness gracious me. In the fair dinkum department, how is Nick Mallow in the lead of this race? He was losing it by 18 seconds. I'll tell you how. One word, ladies and gentlemen. Monaco. Simple as that. Absolutely dead set simple as that. Nick will be absolutely, he will be very, very angry at himself, in fact. He will be absolutely peed right off about that nonsense. He knew he had it. He had the race victory coming his way, barring a disaster. And guess what? The disaster came earlier than what he thought. And that was it. It was all over. Now we've only got a second gap between first and second. Nick Mallow leading the race. McEwen's in the pits and come out 7 seconds behind Scallywag. And so at the moment, he's a net 23 seconds off the lead of this race after leading it by a country mile. That was very hairy there for Nitro Nick. Just rear tapped that wall. That could have pulled him somewhere else into another dimension. In fact, that's something he wouldn't mind to have been done to him. I can give you the hot tip, but still, 1 second lead in the race. Let's ride on board here with the big man for a lap of Monaco and just listen to these cars sing. as the Knickerbocker puts himself into the pits. 1 second was the gap between himself and Nick Mallow, who's just powered down the racetrack one more time here, Daft Punk style. Can he get the job done? Of everyone in the chat feeling exactly the same thing as me. I dead set nearly shat myself as well. Dead set, that was just huge. That's what you get when you just have just bloody good camera angles. In fact, if you don't mind me saying myself, you just get the direction board on. Get the direction board. What am I saying? Get the directors of the camera on the keyboard here, like myself, and you get to see bloody good angles. You see this angle. You see that one. You see the front wing style here as we go through the curbs. What else have you got here? You got bloody backwards at the helmet. Can't see anyone's eyes through that, so that's a good thing. That's just a tear off there for Nick Mallow. Even from that camera angle and the rear camera too. You've got them all here. Don't you worry about that. Sensational TV's got you covered. That's what happens here in the grand scheme of things. Nick Mallow just driving the tits off this thing at the moment. 15 seconds now is the gap. And Scallywaggon's put himself in second. Geez, I get worried every time I see some sort of smoke signal left right as you approach a blind corner here at Monaco. 100% the old SH1T, the pants moment. But it's come out unscathed is Nick Mallow. 22 minutes left to go in this race. And yes, the sweat level is at 2,000 there, Bogey Racing, for sure. In the chat, he's just going for it. McEwen and Nitro Nick have actually traded places, and Nitro Nick's got in front of him. McEwen's just not finding his rhythm here. He would have been a bit miffed about what happened with that. Just pushed it to the envelope. There's Alex McEwen, and sometimes beyond is all it takes here in Monaco. Bites you big, hard, and in massive, massive consequential ways. Not what you want to do, for sure. That is not how you want to go racing, but he's got it all to play for here now. He's got a very quick man in front of him, Nitro Nick, in third place. Scallywaggon's in second, but he is not pitted yet. So we'll see what he can do in the grand scheme of things. It's pretty cool to see how this is just going up and down, topsy-turvy. That's what Monaco brings you. When you're in smaller cars, listen up F1, when you're in smaller cars, more nimble, the track's wider for them, they can get through earlier. And then you've got the sound, the lights, the experience. Like if they had the V10s with the amount of coverage they have today, that was a little bit of a brake check up there from Nitro Knickerbocker. If they had the coverage they have today with the Drive to Survive back in 2005, 2025 would have been... Oh, massive hit again there. That was just a rebound off the wall, in fact, there from Nitro Nick, and then poleaxed in the rear end was him from Alex McEwen's front bumper, and just nearly loses it again as McEwen still just a bit concussed from that impact. Goodness gracious me, that would have been 32 G's at least, and Nitro Nick's just flinging it in, struggling here early as he came into the pits. A bit more fuel on board now for these boys, and the cars become heavier, they become less nimble. And, oh, geez Louise, that was a massive moment. Nick Mallow has pitted, though. No, he hasn't. What has happened to me timing tower? Don't tell me. Don't tell... No, he did pit, and it's just done silly things. Okay, that's fine. Again, let's stop having heart attacks here. McEwen on board here now, we're with, as we're right from the front wing through this section. Always cool to see the cars navigate their way through this bit, right up against the outside curbage, inside curbage, in fact, as well. Look at that, just nearly touches the back there of Nitro Nick. Oh, goodness gracious me. Morse code getting everywhere here at the moment between these boyos. They're not afraid to go. And in fact, Nick Mallow's going further and further down the racetrack at the moment in 5th place. Not too sure what's going on there. Not too sure what's going on. Don't tell me the timer is completely stuffed up, or the timing tower's having a mare there at the moment. Don't know what's happening, but he's going down at the rate of knots. Scallywaggon's had a massive impact here. There he is. He's facing the wrong way, ladies and gentlemen. Mid-track as well. Look out, boys. Goodness gracious me. That wasn't Demon Boost. I think that was Barbasor who just got through. Scallywaggon's still leading the race, though, however. Got to put it into the pits now. There's the old decking board. And just puts it in. Nitro Nick's coming through now, and he's getting held up right at the moment. Geez, that was another bit of contact there from McEwen on the rear end. Geez Louise, that was Disco Derek out in the way of those boyos, and they just thought they were going to get through cleanly. Nah, not out. Yeah, Paul, I got used to seeing the cars with halos, and now I see them without, and I go, why the hell was that invented? But it has saved lives. It has saved lives. Oh, McEwen wide there in the background. Not ideal for him, just lost a good chunk of time there, sent it into the wall, but came out the other side okay. Scallywaggon's come out of the pits on a set of super soft compounds, still in 3rd, mind you. Nick Mallow's going backwards. And it's just going nuts here at Monaco. 18 minutes and a half left to go in this race. Out of 45 was the timer at the start of this one. And they're going hammer and tong, these two, at the moment. This is for net effective lead of the race. Phew, this is where you want to be. This is what happens. And at the moment, it's right on like Donkey Kong. Look at them fling it both through there. That's a bit of a corner cut there from Nico. Stop taking the P155, mate. Get yourself right up there for sure. Just flings it around into the swimming pool section. We go under the Foster's overpass. Fling it in left, fling it in right, then left, and then back out again. And then look at McEwen. Just thought he had half a chance here. Nick's gone full defence mode there. Just going to break it and nose it in late there at the apex. Just hit the wall there as well. He's under all sorts of pressure here. McEwen is just hounding him at the moment. Huge implications coming our way. Let's go back to that camera. Huge implications if Nick stuffs this up. You can see he's not as confident under brakes into turn 1. But McEwen is really confident. But then he hurts himself on the exit there. Just gains himself a tenth or so. And he times that by 5 or 6 laps. And it's only 4/10 of a second. Over a whole lap, you could be in front. Very hard place to do so. And now we've got law lap traffic to think about. I think that's Tobasai there in front. It is! Oh! Big implications there. Knickerbocker just got into the back of that car. Who was it? No, it wasn't. In fact, it was the head of the cheese board that was in the way. Oh, right at the worst moment there. He was trying to get out of the way, I think, and Nick just checked himself up, understeered, blocked up the brakes, straight into the rear end of him, and that promotes Alex McEwen up into the lead place once again. Oh, geez, it's all happening here. This is just nuts, ladies and gentlemen. Last lap was an 18.3 for McEwen. Last lap for Nick Mello was a 19.3, so a good second difference there from our pole sitter in the fair income lap time department. What is McEwen going to do here? Has he got the fuel to get to the end? Has he got something? Has he got something we don't think about? Nick Neal just put it into the fence once again. This is the closest battle on the circuit, ladies and gentlemen. A second the gap between them. We've had 2 casualties. A lot of cat in 13th as DNF, and the old what do they call it? The old what's the thing when you have it on the emblem? What do you call that? The old coat of arms. The emu has also put it into pits. It's a kangaroo and an emu here for Australia, isn't it? I'm pretty sure. Goodness me, that hopefully I got that right. So I might as well just deport myself and go somewhere else. That's dismal for myself, if you don't mind. But let's lead on. Let's race on, in fact, between these two. Really good stuff to see. All the disasters that are happening around in front of these boys, navigating it nicely. Somehow McEwen's leading this race after facing the wrong way through the swimming pool chicane. Everyone had an absolute jump scare. If you want to look at that, go back about 15 minutes on the stream and you can absolutely nearly shit the bed. If you're watching it in bed, that will be some vision for you as well. But look at this, it's race on again. McEwen didn't get held up there, but Nitro Nick did. And that gap's gone from 1 second nearly out to 2, in fact. This hits the wall again, does Nitro Nick, checks himself back up, keeps galloping on. I wonder what the damage is. In fact, it looks like it's a fair little bit there in the old downforce department, because these guys are hitting walls like a drug addict at the club on a 2 a.m. on a Thursday night. They're just slapping walls everywhere here. There's no music going on, but they're just listening to it in their head. Gracious me. Auto Prefecture. Michael Seal, in fact, into the pits. Comes out the other side. Now he'll be ready to rock and roll. Let's see what it looks like down the pit lane for him. That's my car right there, just sitting there doing nothing. The Fiat's also there as well as race control. This is Auto Prefecture coming out of the pits right now, and he is out on a set, well, the looks of it, on a set of soft compound tyres. No, super soft compound tyres, in fact, for Michael Seal. So, another bit of strategy calls. 14.5 minutes to go in the race, and we'll see what these gentlemen are going to muster up for the final stanza. We got through the halfway point. Incidents up and down the field. One safety car period. 2 massive bins at Sandavot. That's been Monaco so far here at Sensational TV for Formula Fridays. They have not let us down whatsoever. In the entertainment department, massive impacts all around the field. Caught live here. 4K as well. If you've got an internet connection, click that 4K quality button as well, ladies and gentlemen. If you also haven't already, and you feel like being a generous person, give us a like, give us a subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. It goes a long way, and like on the video also helps us too. And tick that notification bell button as well to be notified of whenever we go streaming. This is the final one for the week here for us here at Sensational TV. Got the weekend off. Wish I had the weekend off in general as well in real life, but that never happens. We'll be back again next week on Tuesday for the double header Tuesday. That's 2 for 2 on Tuesday. You get iRacing first of all in GD3s, and then you get ACC in the GD3s with this league right on screen. Fargone Racing, then Wednesday Cup, then back to Formula Fridays again next week, and then big bangers on Sunday. In fact, not even big bangers. We've got a 6-hour enduro coming your way on Sunday. This Sunday, it is ACC. 6-hour enduro, 62 drivers, 32 cars on the grid for a 6-hour sesh, and that is going to be monstrous. Then the big banger. So huge week next week coming up for Sensational TV. Don't you go anywhere. You know what to do. Really, really appreciate it. Dom, your commentator in the box at the moment, and Zach O'Reilly bringing you the action tonight. It's been a cracker of a race here. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. A lot of entertainment up and down the field and in the chat as well. Good on you, boys and girls, for sticking around and watching it. It's been a fantastic event so far. And I'm just going to take a quick vocal cord break here. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Good time to be alive. Right now, 10 minutes and 49 seconds left in the race. Where is Lindsay Muddle, says Paul Buttigieg in the chat. Mate, he is... no, it wasn't Paul Buttigieg. Sorry, it was Scotty McEwen. He is doing the Australian government proud and trying to do his best to reduce the budget deficit. And he's working tonight. Stacking shelves. Check out chick, well boy, whatever he wants to identify as. Check out Panasonic air conditioner, something like that. And that's what he's doing. Hence why he is not around. And I am holding the fort. A rare opportunity to be free on a Friday night. To call the action here with all of you watching here. And for all the races out on the track at the moment, wanting to watch it back. It's going to be a brilliant little escapade for you guys to have a look. There'll be bits now. Future you will be listening to this if you haven't watched this video already, and will be going, well, yeah, I definitely did poo me Dax, and I thank you very much for that, for calling that action when it came. But bit of a lull in proceedings here. McEwen's leading this one by a country mile. 8.3 seconds at Monaco is nothing to shy about. Second place is this man on the circuit, Nitro Nick. Just pushing the envelope in every single which way he can the whole night. He's been really, really good and really up and about when he needed to be, but just hasn't got the overall pace there and just pushed it beyond the envelope there. The hairpin just slid it in too much, understeered wide. And this guy, a beautiful effort. If he can keep second place, it's going to be a great effort for him. This man, what could have been for Nick Mallow tonight. He led off pole, got jumped at the start, safety car period. Came back out, lost a couple of positions, and circulated away down in third place on those set of super soft compound tyres, which he's done he's done 2 times on the super softs now. He just feels more comfortable on them, I would say. Then led the race after the big incident halfway through it, and then Tijuana'd himself out of it as well and finds himself back down in 4th. So a bit of an up and down hill sort of night there for this man on your screen right now. But he's still in fourth place at the moment, and that'll probably secure him second place over in the standing departments by the time the racing has finished and round 3 has departed us, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a good one. Racing here at Monaco, if you haven't guessed that already. And these boys are going hammer and tong. They're thinking about every which way they could possibly flick these cars around. Beautiful blue flag behaviour there as well from, I think that was Pickard. Yes, it was. In fact, Nick Mallows just T1'd himself into the fence, and Pickard's going, well, did I just miss a lap, or did that happen just right in front of me? No, I didn't miss a lap. Okay, still the same time on the screen. He just got, Nick Mallows just got past him, then he went past him, and then Nick Mallows got past back him, all in a matter of 50 metres. That's what happens at Monaco, and Pickard nearly bins it himself into the fence on the exit of Sandoval as well. Scallywagon, though, net third place here for the old decking board. Doing very well. Very good driving from this man tonight. Anything but performance of a Scallywagon at this stage. Third place at the moment, 7.5 minutes to go in this race. He's looking pretty dicey here at the moment. Just formulating his way around this Monaco circuit as clean as he possibly can. And just thinking about where he nails the apex, where he turns it in late, turns it in early, nails it out the other side, and just realises that those Armcos, if you don't hit them, you actually go a fair long way in this race. It's amazing, you know, technologia sort of thing. But that's what he's doing, and he's going quick here. His last lap was a 17.9, and he's just gone to 17.5. So he's setting the timing towers alight here. His Scallywagon on the set of super soft compound. It's got an absolute acreage between himself and fourth place in Nick Mallow. But that doesn't mean he needs to stuff it up and just give it all back to Nicholas. Scallywagon could keep going here, unless he hasn't got much fuel left on board, and he's just deficited himself in the pits. There's some smoke signals there. Ooh, that would have been dicey, but no, they come out all right. That's fine. Turns it in, gets it around the hairpin, late apex, shallow exit. Beautiful stuff there from Scallywagon. Just nup onto the curb, 2 wheels, nudges the fence on the outside, nails it in, gets the braking point right, comes out the other side and just flings it through the tunnel here. Beautiful stuff there. Nice and smooth and committed there. Auto Perfecture in Michael Seal has just got past Barbasor there on the old pitboard timing tower, I think. But he's in 6th place. Cracking stuff from this man. He's got a lot of screen time tonight. That colour there is beautiful on that circuitry. Let's have a look. This is the man leading the race, and he's commanding it. 15 seconds now between himself and Nitro Nick, and I'm telling you, just got to watch how this man just steers a car. Let's go to the old T-cam on board show here, and oh, far out, just missed it. Let's see what he can do. He's got the disco lights on here. He doesn't give a rat's toss bag. He's just flying around. Alex McEwen, this is the man leading the race. This is how you do it. You just full opposite lock it. Get it in there. Nearly 2/3 of lock there as well. Flinging out the other side. Wide apex, late entry, but darted out the other side and just nose that car towards the exit of the corner. These are little tips you can think about, ladies and gentlemen. You can have a look at it in races out there. Just see how he does it. Just not doing that, not locking up a wheel, as a commentator cursing myself. That is one for the curse, in fact. I'm going to put it right up on the screen, in fact, just to see if we can get it there. There's your first one of the night. Commentator cursed him out of a good lap. But overall, this is how you go driving. This is how you steer a Formula 1 car around Monaco. Right out to the left-hand side to get to that through that circuit, then point it into the right. Opens up the apex. Then you point it through there. Dart it in. Use the exit curb as a bit of insurance because it's uphill. So it pulls you back in. Brakes into Sandoval. Turns it in early. Gets it out the other side. Just cool, calm, collected. No real formula there. Just ease that throttle trace on. Full stick up the hill. Dart at mid-corner. Nose the car in again there, just a little bit of correction. Then very patient through this section as well, just half on the throttle, then full beans it out the other side. Then you nose it in once again. Before you congratulate yourself about that corner, you've got to make the next one as you exit it. That's how quick they all come up here in Monaco. Really cool stuff. Just started in, turn the car left, and then we're back around to where we were as we started. That's how twitchy the cars are, though. One little bit too much of the brake pedal, and the rear just rotates itself around, and that's it. It's all over by the shouting. Cracking little driving lesson there for Alex McEwen, just for you guys at home, just putting it on show. Nick Mallows just found himself up onto the pace again. 16.9 was his last lap, only a 10th off his personal best. A 16.8. Nitro Nick's best is a 17 dead. Alex McEwen's is a 16 flat. Wow, that's moving. Now he's just got to navigate the cheese board. It gets right out of the way just in the perfect time. Good stuff from the cheese board there. Sends it into the barriers in the background. And on we go for another lap here of Monaco. 3 minutes and 38 seconds left to go in this one. Ended up being a little bit of a dead set stalemate in the end after all the heroics and trials and tribulations of motorsport in the early stages of this one. And we've got a country mile lead here by Alex McEwen. Let's see what Alexander the Great's doing here at the moment. Doing great things here for his country. And 5th place for him. He's flying around in that McLaren. And nice little car. McLaren as well. This car here has been noted by Kimi Raikkonen, who drove it. Pedro De La Rosa also filled in for Juan Pablo Montoya in the same year and said that this car was the best Formula 1 car they've ever driven. Just in terms of overall pace, pointed in, car behaviour, struck by unreliability though in its prime, and very unlike Ron Dennis operation McLaren sort of styles there for that to be happening, but it did, and that was written in the history books. One of the most successful cars to never be really overly that successful was this thing. But that is what Formula 1 does. Oh, that's a massive moment there. Huge smoke signals being put up in front. That was McEwen as well. In front, just right there, and he just sent it into the wall, and he's lost a bit of time there, I think, or maybe he didn't. Somehow just lock up and maybe a set of smoke signals. That was a massive bit into the wall. What's happened here to Barbasol and Auto Perfection and Michael Seal going at it, hammer and tong with these two. Barbasol's got past him. Now Auto Perfection has just got to get himself right back up there. Let's have a look from the onboard and see what he's looking at here now. Flying through the tunnel, out into the blinding sunlight we go. Down the hill, heavy braking zone now. Turn it into the left. Then a right-hander over those curbs. Skip it over, just point it out the other side and put the foot down. And that's what's happening here. We've got Barbasol. Beautiful stuff. I mean, I know his name's Barabbas, but I just call him Barbasol. So just get over it if you're out there going, why is this guy calling him bloody dinosaur names? Oh, massive moment there for Seal. Oh, mate. Just tried to think about the race too quickly. 1:30 to go, and he thought he was on for a 6th place, and he's just thrown it all away. 4.5 seconds down is the gap. Where is Alex McEwen on the racetrack? We're going to get another lap here, ladies and gentlemen, before the end of it, but we just caught you live there, Michael. Sending it into the wall right at the death there. That's another curse, in fact, on the board. Let's put a plus on that one and see if that works. Will it bloody work this time? Yep, it does. There we go. We're on like Donkey Kong here. It's running like clockwork. Haven't heard from many of you guys in the chat after this, so where the hell have you been? What are you doing? Give me something. Give me a hypothetical. We've got 55 seconds to go. Give me a question that you'd like to... You know, question time for me. If you've got a couple of questions you want me to answer post-race, I will do so. And we'll go through them at the end of the broadcast here and see how we go. McEwen, though, is your race leader. And this is the final lap of the race, ladies and gentlemen. The white flag is going to be waved in 30 seconds. And this man's going to take it by country mile. Led from start. And he, barring a disaster right now, or for the rest of the lap before the checkered flag, led to the finish. Everything went against him. I don't think anyone would say that they were facing backwards at the swimming pool section at Monaco mid-race and would end up winning it once again. That never ever happens, but it's happened here on Sensational TV. It's happened tonight, and that is exactly what you want to see. You want to see all of that sort of action. Just give us, you know, something to think about. That is the white flag right now. And this is, man, on your screen, Alex McEwen singing to the high heavens. He's just got to navigate 5 more quarters, and he's back onto the winners list, leading the championship into round 3. He's got to come out of it leading the championship once again. He's this man, flings it in, tried to drift it through that corner, but worked out well for him. Comes out the other side, flings it one more time, sideways out of the exit. There goes Alex McEwen, and across the start-finish line, takes P1, takes victory, and that is a dominating win by 16.7 seconds over the next man on this field at the moment, which is Nitro Nick. He's just rounding the final 2 corners himself to take a gallant 2nd place. Could have had 1st. Unforced error in himself out of that one. That's 2nd place for him, but Scallywagon, oh, mate, give yourself a pat on the back for that one. That was a beautiful drive there from yourself. 3rd place for the big man. Final step on the podium goes to him. Nick Mallow, 4th place. What could have been? Could have been a massive night for him. Trials and tribulations of motorsport, never over until that checkered flag is waved. But 4th place is a recovery drive from him. Alexander the Great gets across in 5th. Barbasauce just rounding the final couple of corners here to secure 6th. He'll be happy with that. That's for sure for Fargone Racing. Really, really nice stuff in that McLaren. Comes around. Nearly got that P6 taken off him by this man, Michael Seal. 7th place for him. James Pickard's going to cross the line very, very shortly. There he goes. Straight across it now for 8th place. Demon Boost with the lava-esque McLaren. Look at that, just molten lava and the earth just opening up behind him. Very fitting for his name. Comes across the line in 4 seconds' time to take 9th place. The old Disco Derek gets 10th. Tobasiah, Mr. Fargone Racing himself, 11th place for him. And rounding out the grid was the head of the cheese board, Thomas Marzella. But we're going to have to give driver of the day to this man on your screen right now. What a beautiful, beautiful thing. Not the strike one, I'll give you the hot tip. But driver of the day goes to the Scallywagon. Beautiful stuff there from him. 3rd place, Gallon effort. And the that man there will be stoked as a goat for that one. Beautiful racing from everyone in Sundry. And that is a wrap on the season so far. Round 3 completed. McEwen doing donuts. Right in the perfect point of the camera. I reckon he figured that one out, actually. He goes, oh, we'll do some celebratory donuts right at the end there, right there. Slams it into the fence. Mid-burnout. Here's your winner. Look at that. 16.9 seconds. Absolutely flogged the tits off everyone. Beautiful stuff there from McEwen. But that's your event tonight. He's not driver of the day anymore because that was the big Scallywagon himself. Let's see what we've got there in that. No questions for you is in there. Oh, goodness me. Well, Lindsay Muddles tuned in. I was at work tonight. Cheers for covering me. He says, no worries, Lindsay. That is perfectly fine, my dear friend. Mallow really wanted to win this one. Yep, I know. But that's what motorsport gives you. It gives you everything and not the absolute best result for Nick Mallow. Head of the Cheeseboards chimed into the chat saying, my lord, that was shocking from me. Mate, it's all about learning. It's a bloody tough track. Doesn't matter who you are. Even the best tonight, the race winner, was facing backwards mid-race. Binned himself out of it. Or got caught up in contact, but still won it. So you can do stuff. You can do weird things. If no one's got any questions for me in the chat, though, crikeys, okay. Goodness me. But, yeah, Scotty McEwen just puts up a good point. He says, you haven't seen me attempt these yet, Mr. Marzella. And, yeah. Even me as well. And I guarantee you I would not be very good early on either. That is for sure. These cars aren't easy to drive. But that's it for us here tonight. Really, really appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you very much to the racers on track tonight, putting on the show for us at Fargone Racing. Your winner, Alex McEwen, by a country mile over Nitro Nick. Third place, goes to Scallywagon. Nick Mallow gets 4th. James Alexandre gets 5th. And that is your top 5 with the rest of them there on screen, as you can see. But that is it for me. 9:44 p.m. at night time. I think that's all she wrote. This has been a sensational production. I've been Zach O'Reilly, commentating the action tonight. Guess what? You're not me. You never will be. So thank you once again to all of our sponsors out there in YouTube land. It's been really, really good stuff to have you with me. Really appreciate that. And it's been a absolute pleasure to call all the action with you. And I really, really appreciate that. We'll see you all next time, which will be next Tuesday. See you next Tuesday, everyone, out there as well. And we'll see. It'll be good because we'll be GD3s on track. There'll be everyone ready to rock and roll. And the action will be a double header. Myself and Chris Munro calling the action. First one for Aussie Racing, GD3 Challenge. Then it'll be Lindsay Muddle in the commentary box straight after that with Fargone Racing's GD3 Challenge as well. So that will be, no, GD4s in fact, and the Porsche Cups to go forward. So GD3s and GD4s, get your heart out. That's coming your way on Sensational TV Tuesday night. But for now, have a lovely weekend. It's been great to have you all here. But from me at Sensational TV tonight and everyone part of the team, it's goodbye, good evening and good night. And as always, keep it flat out.
Sensational TV YouTube channel. Don't fucking miss it.